It's Tracey and Noelle. They're gonna make you LOL on 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk.
Hello and welcome to 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk. This is episode 224. I am your host, comedian Noelle Winters Herzog, joined by my co-host, Tracey Beautiful Carnazzo, comedian.
Tracey Fiance Carnazzo.
And I am Noelle Michelle Winters Herzog.
Michelle, great. I don't want to be Michelle.
You want to be Callie?
I don't know who I want to be, but it's definitely not Michelle. She's not even in the group anymore.
Well, oh, they don't have
Well,
a
I
group
mean, nobody's
anymore.
in a group anymore, but Michelle just kind of like disappeared.
I know. I hope she's okay.
Oh, do you? Do you
No.
really hope so?
No, I don't care. We're here to talk about The Other Way, season 4, episode 16, the tell-all part 2, but there's another part. Why are there so many parts?
Like you're doing your part right now.
I'm doing my part right now.
Right. So this is part 2. We were talking before and I'm like, why was last week part 1? It was the finale and then the beginning
So
of this.
stupid.
Yeah, it's so stupid. And this
So
is very
stupid.
underwhelming as far as a tell-all goes.
Oh, for sure. Guys, if you want to hear more of Noelle and I or Tracey and I, however you take this,
However you slice it.
go to patreon.com/trash talk podcast for more of our content. It's amazing. We have lots of podcasts over there, including Unexpected Trash Talk, 16 and Pregnant Trash Talk, 90 Day Fiance, The Single Life Trash Talk. We have some of Darcy and Stacy up there. So go check it out. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube Trash Talk podcast. It's right there in the show notes.
Show notes.
Let's start the podcast. Let's do it. So
Okay.
we start off where we just lost Mahmoud. Sorry, Muhammad.
And Nicole's crying. Well, that's because we had a whole conversation.
We
about
had a Muhammad combo.
Yeah.
All right. So we just lost Mahmoud. Nicole is crying, and so she steps off to chat with Mahmoud.
Right. And meanwhile, when she did that, I'm like, is he here?
No, she
Like,
steps
where
off
is she
to
going to chat
privately
with him?
chat with him. Right.
Right.
So Danielle is very triggered by this because they have the same relationship.
I'm gonna say that they like don't have the same relationship, and Danielle is much meaner than Nicole is.
Yeah, of course. So they're Mahmoud is in a concrete yard.
Right. What's happening?
I don't know. He's outside of wherever they're filming, and he is smoking a cig.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that Gabe is making him look bad. So his brother is not allowed to drink alcohol, but he's allowed to smoke a cig.
Okay, so that's like a thing. I feel
I know.
like so
Arabic
many
men.
smoke
Mhm.
cigarettes.
I know.
Mhm.
So he said that Nicole doesn't support him, and he said that he's going to tell Gabe off back on camera. Now, he's like trying to threaten Nicole. Like, you want me to come back on camera? Watch what happens. It's like, Mom, what are you going to say? Gabe, I don't like you. Yuck.
I'm watching this and I'm like, I don't understand really what's happening here. He's trying to intimidate Nicole, but Nicole is so upset and I don't get why. I feel like, what did we miss? Why is she sobbing?
I think that she's just like overwhelmed.
Yeah, I guess. Or like, I just feel like there has to be things that were cut off.
Okay, so now Gabe is like, hey, I actually asked because my dad is Muslim. And so are my step siblings.
Right.
And they kind of all apologize.
Right. Which I'm glad that they did, but I still don't really connect with Gabe on this.
I don't either.
Yeah. Like,
okay, so here's the thing. I, as a
Yeah.
person, me as a
Yeah.
Tracey, understand what Gabe's saying.
Sure.
And I think you do too.
I do.
But like, mind your own business.
Well, so that's the thing too. And it's like they don't even live in the same country and you're grilling them about kids right now.
Right. It's like Gabe. The problem with Gabe is he's trying to make this universal point that no one cares about right now.
Yes. Yes. And I think that Gabe is just triggered because he has a problem with religion.
Okay.
Yes.
Exactly. Which is something that I could understand.
Yes.
But at the same time, like, I just can't imagine a couple being like, we're Jewish, we're going to raise our baby Jewish.
Right.
And me being like, how could you do that? It's like, oh, okay.
I don't care. Raise your baby, whatever. Buddhist. You think I care? Who cares?
No, I mean, why would you care?
Right. It's just so weird to care about something like that.
Yeah, it's a very strange.
It's like, are you going to give your toddler a choice?
Yeah,
yes,
are you
I'm
going to give
my
newborn
2-year-old
when
a
your
choice.
newborn comes out? Are you going to ask them if they accept Allah?
Right. Are you going to ask them if they want a bris? You know?
It's like you want a little snip, wire end, circle one. Scream twice if you don't want it.
Okay. Wah, wah.
All right. So they all apologize, and Mahmoud said that he will raise his kids Muslim, and Gabe like rolls his eyes. Gabe can't control the eye.
He can't control his eyes at all.
He cannot. So Debbie comes over and hugs Nicole. Now we cut to Tim and Veronica. Why? This is like the guys from the Muppets that like sit in the rafters.
That's exactly what this is. Yes. Yeah. I don't understand the point, but people were saying, because I'm like looking on like Reddit, whatever, and people are like, it's because it's almost like it's their very own pillow talk on the show.
Yes, that's what's happening. That's exactly. It's commentary.
Yeah. But what's the point? It doesn't do anything for me.
It doesn't do anything for anyone. Stop.
No, yeah.
Also, Tim's voice is very irritating.
Well, okay, I'm going to have to agree with that. And Veronica's trying very hard. Also, his seat is higher than hers, which I think is very funny.
It's very funny. So Veronica was banking on Nicole and Mahmoud?
That's the couple that she banks on.
Veronica, you're wrong on banking on them.
You're very wrong. Go get a new bank.
Tim's like, I don't know why they would be fighting. And it's like, Tim,
is that what you hear in your head? I like it.
I do.
I like that.
Yeah. He's like singing. He's almost whining. He's like almost whining. And it's I
agree with that.
Oh. So Sean's like, how's your Bulge business going?
Why?
Okay, because they want to try to get inappropriate conversation going.
Right. That's what it is.
So apparently guys buy it when they feel like they are less than adequate.
I never even thought about that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Very
like
weird.
Guys are packing their jeans to look
They're
like
stuffing it with did you ever see This Is Spinal Tap?
Like 100 years ago. I remember nothing from this.
They put a cucumber in their pants going into the
That's
airport.
Very funny.
And they had to take it out. It was very funny. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is unrelatable to me.
No, and it's trying to make something happen that isn't real.
Right. But it's like, is that true? Or is that how you're trying to market it now to grab another demographic so that you could sell more Madeline underwear?
Yeah. Somebody said last week they were laughing that we were talking about the ants in the pants, the ants on the Madeline. That's so funny.
All right. So Isabel and Gabe are kind of like partners in this business.
Yeah.
And they couldn't get Isabel a $50 microphone.
No.
Who's doing the setups here?
I don't know. It's so weird the way they set this up.
Not great. So we bring out Trey, who is his American friend that speaks English. But
he lives in Colombia.
Yes. So Isabel fake got between them.
I don't know if it's fake so much.
They're all smiling.
I don't know. I think that they're smiling because Trey is just like
a cowboy,
a Mormon.
So she said that he has a quote loose lifestyle.
Right. He's just a single guy.
Yeah. And she's like, he's a player, and tries to say that he tries to throw Gabe under the bus.
I know. Gabe pulls a lot of women.
Where does he pull them?
I don't know, with the cane off the stage, like at the Muppets.
This is very Muppet forward.
Muppy forward. Yes.
Muppy. It's a little bit Muppy. It's very strange. So Isabel, he said, let me be free.
Right. So I guess he was kind of like, I just want to go out. I want to have fun. Like, let me be free. And she's like, well, if you want to be free with women, then I'll be free with men.
And you could be free forever.
Right.
So everyone agrees that Trey is a womanizer.
I don't think Trey's a womanizer. I think Trey is single having fun.
He could or he could not be. There's no way for us to know. We don't know anything about this man.
But also, you know me, I'm a firm believer in this. If someone's going to cheat, they're going to cheat.
Okay. I totally agree with you. It's like, so you're going to keep Gabe in the house so that he's not around any women.
Yeah.
So that he can't cheat on you. Good. That sounds fun.
See, but this is what a lot of women do. They try to keep their man in a box. And it's like, he's still going to cheat if he wants to figure out a way how to.
Oh, God. So everyone agrees. So now moving on to Jen and Rishi. They still talk. They were at a mutual friend's wedding together and they reconnected.
What did you say last week? He was dressed like a ringleader?
like a matador.
Okay, that's what it was. See, I couldn't remember what it was. I
He
knew
was
it
a
was something.
bullfighter. Him and
Yeah, oh,
Jen
it's so funny.
went shopping together at the bullfighting store.
They did. Actually, I
Yeah.
think Kris might have gone with them too.
Oh, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean Jen.
Well,
I
because
meant Kris.
Jen had on the same color as Rishi, so I figured you just meant they
No.
coordinated.
Chris and Rishi
Yeah.
went bullfighter shopping. They got their
I wonder where the store's
bedazzled,
located.
somewhere in between India and Alabama.
Okay. Halfway point.
What do you think halfway between India and Alabama is? Probably like Greece.
You think that would be the halfway point?
I think so.
I see that there's a lot of water, you know?
Yeah. The UK?
Maybe I don't know.
Italy?
Let's see. We're gonna have to look this up.
We have to look.
Because I have to tell you, when it comes to the curvature of the earth, it gets very confusing for me. Although I'm very good at geography. I can tell you where any country is, but the curvature is what gets
it's
me.
the curve that really.
So, okay. My mom's flying to England.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, doesn't it scare you to fly over all that water like at night? Because that scares me. And she's like, no. She's like, you actually don't fly over that much, just straight water. I'm like, what do you mean? Exactly. She's like, well, you fly up, you go through Canada, you go over like Iceland, and then you go over. And she's like, because the curvature of the earth is smaller up there, it's a faster flight to go up.
Interesting.
And I'm like, I can't believe it. I thought you would go New York straight over to London. She's like, no, that would take so much longer.
Oh, I think I would have thought that too.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah. It's just so interesting to me.
Okay. So here we have Alabama is over here. India is over here. They're going to have to go shopping in like Algeria.
Okay. An Algerian shopping trip. Yeah. I guess they have a matador shop there.
Or Morocco. They could even go to Morocco.
Okay. Maybe they can go to like Marrakesh
or Noelle.
Yeah.
Spain. That's where they have
that's where they're going.
That's
where Madonna
Morocco.
went shopping for her Take a Bow video too.
That is such a perfect place to shop for matador outfits.
Matadoring.
Here I am, Morocco.
What are you thinking?
What am I thinking?
Spain's the way to go, honey.
Spain is the way to go. That is the best meetup spot. If you're in Alabama and your boyfriend's in India, definitely meet in Spain.
Okay. You heard it here first.
Because you know why?
Why?
The rain in Spain
falls mainly
on the plane.
On the plane.
Yeah.
For some reason, I said that when I was in Florida. I don't know why. My mother-in-law was like scream laughing. I think it was some kind of inside joke. My in-laws couldn't stop laughing about it. I'm like, I don't know what I said that was that funny.
Oh, wow. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know.
scary.
You just reminded me. I'm going to have to ask.
Definitely look into that. So we're back, Jen and Rishi. So they were at a mutual friend's wedding together and they reconnected. Do you want to translate that in any way?
They just got back together.
Jen went back to India. To see Rishi.
That's all. They got back together.
A mutual friend. How many friends do you have in India?
The only friend that she has is that the yoga teacher, right? No, the dance teacher,
right?
Whatever. I don't know what they were, but that's like the only friend that they have. Yeah, that's why I'm like, they just got back together. That was it.
That's all that happened.
Which you knew was going to happen anyway.
And he never slept over. He never spent the night. Yeah, because he's not allowed to stay out overnight.
Right. But they still played.
They did all the stuff.
Hide the roti.
They did. Hide the kadi roll.
Yeah.
So Deb says Rishi is a coward, and they said that he sided with his mom, and he's like, but here's the thing, he did side with his mom and he said it on camera.
Right. I don't like the way he was attacked here, to be honest.
It was a lot. So Deb tries to intimidate him, and Gabe said he talks in circles. And I will agree with this. He does talk in circles. And Gabe is like, hey, listen, it's actually not a language barrier thing because I do this and I pretend that I can't speak English. I can't speak Spanish.
Isabel's like, excuse me?
It's like, Isabel, you didn't pick up on that?
Right. Right. Isabel, you didn't figure out that sometimes he speaks good Spanish?
And that's how you know that Gabe is a man.
Is a man. Yep.
Don't ever confuse that.
True that.
Gabe is a man through and through.
Through and through. Yep.
So he said that they're still engaged and his mom knows. And Jen is going to come back and see him.
Okay. I'm gonna say that I don't think that his mom knows.
But he's trying to say like, it's almost like he's trying to say like, oh, my mom knew.
Right.
Because you remember when Jen told her?
But also, Jen's like, but we're not engaged.
Right. Well, Randy and Myra did not know that they're back together.
Randy's hair looks so good. This
Randy
color
looked beautiful.
blonde.
Absolutely. I texted her and I was like, you looked so good.
I
at the
DM'd
tell-all.
her. I'm like, what is with this hair? It looks
Yeah,
so
very
good.
icy.
That's a blonde. It's so hard to get.
Yes. And it's hard to pull off as well.
She looks great.
She did. So they didn't know that they're back together. And Myra said that it's never going to work. She is correct. She is actually correct.
Of course she is.
Gabe said that his mom babies him. I don't think it's that his mom babies him.
That's not
think
it.
it's quite the opposite.
It's also the culture. People
I think
keep
it's
forgetting.
He has to take care of his mom.
Yeah.
And his uncle. So
he's the only like source of income
that
really,
they have.
and the only source of help. Right.
Okay. So at the end of the day,
yeah,
Jen, you're not the age that they prefer. And now you're trying to take away their main source of income and you think they're going to say yes.
So if I was her, I would say, what if we moved like on the same block?
I would say nothing.
Why?
Just because they're not going to agree to anything. But Rishi has to say, like, I'm still going to support you financially. That's what he has to say.
Agreed. Okay, I agree with that. But I think that he doesn't really know how to do that because I don't think he's very independent either. Right.
So Nicole said that it's very hard to break tradition, which is true.
Yes.
Jen said that this is the first man she ever loved.
Gabe's like, weren't you married?
Yeah. And she's like, yeah, I know, right? So bad. So he said that other women DM him, but it's just like easy peasy lemon squeezy chat.
It's just no big deal, which I don't know. Are girls DMing Rishi throwing themselves at him?
I think so. Yeah.
But do you think that he's cheating on her? I don't.
I don't know. I don't know him like that.
I like that she's like, you know, I used to be really insecure. I was so infatuated with him. And then like I met him and I realized like he's such a cornball.
Right. But also that's what they want you to think.
And he has no game.
That's what they want you to think.
Okay. Not always though. Because I feel like he tries to give the illusion that he has game and he actually doesn't.
Sure. But also that is another strategy to deflect.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
So Randy was like, but actually Rishi sent me inappropriate messages. And Rishi said that she was the one being inappropriate.
But Randy's also like, I know you had a lot going on. So like, I didn't say anything kind of about like.
I know, but I feel like there's more that we don't know.
Of course there is. But why didn't they tell us?
And he said something and then she goes, how vapid are you? That was
okay. I was like, I don't know what that word means.
It means like disgusting, repulsive, terrible.
Oh, okay.
Things.
Look at her.
Yeah. Vapid.
Okay. Well, basically, his mom says no. That's all there is to it.
Yeah,
his mom says no.
Oh, actually, vapid, offering nothing that is stimulating or challenging.
Oh, I
lacking
like that.
flavor, zest, interest, animation, or spirit. Flat, dull, a gossipy, vapid woman obsessed by her own elegance.
She said he's flavorless.
Flat, inane. There's a lot of words that I don't even really. I thought it was gross, but I guess not. Someone called me vapid once.
Really?
Yeah, in like a terrible fight, and I was like, I'm not offended by that.
Yeah, I'm not offended by that because I have the wrong definition anyway. It doesn't matter.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh man,
I was like, vapid. Sounds amazing. It sounds quick.
Right. As like when I see it on the screen, I'm like, does she mean vapid? What does this mean? What's happening?
No, that's it. The more you know.
Yeah, truly.
All right. So moving forward. So Danielle said that Johan would have sent him a different special part. Okay. So Randy messages Rishi and says, can you send me a special part of you? And he sends her a picture of him with no shirt on. Danielle said that Johan would have sent a very different special part. That was so funny.
But also, she's obsessed with him having a big penis.
She's obsessed with that. He's so good looking, that he's so amazing. Listen, in this context, it was very funny.
Oh no, I agree. She surprisingly wasn't terrible.
No, she wasn't.
I guess because we didn't hear too much of her.
Right, but also remember, this is edited.
Nice to everybody.
This is all the way edited. So people are like, "Oh, why didn't this person say this?" And it's like, you don't know that they didn't.
That's true.
So Rishi's mom and uncle come on screen, and Sean
Right.
tells them that they're still engaged and they didn't know. And he said that he is considering marrying her. Okay, so that's not engaged. Considering marrying someone is called dating.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. Rishi, like, I get it and I get who he is. I truly do see him for who he is. I think that it's a little too much what they're doing to this guy. Stop having someone's parents come on.
I
Could you
know.
imagine?
And like just keep telling them the truth. Like
That's
keep
what I
ratting him
mean.
out. He said that engaged means thinking about the future. Nope, that's not what it
That's
means at all.
actually not what it means. You made a decision about the future.
Right. So Rishi said that they're pressuring him and they show him saying that he will always choose his family. And Jen is
Ooh.
like, OMG. It doesn't matter though. What are you going to do? You're still going to India.
Yeah. Also, she's gonna move back.
Also, you didn't move there. You're just going there.
Right. You're just visiting there. You were visiting there for a long period of time.
Yes. So Danielle said that the whole family is not honest. And yeah, sort of. She said that everyone like yeses everyone to death.
I agree with that.
So the mother said that Jen is too old. And she says, quote, the only flaw is age.
Okay, but she keeps saying it. My head would explode.
I know. So Jen said, tell the family that he will marry her within a year and a half. And he keeps saying things like, Mom, I love playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, did you tell her? And he's like, yes.
Uh-huh. Right. It's like he's just not truthful, but it's also like, stop with these timelines. He will marry. This is how you want to get someone to
He will marry
you?
me in a year and a half? That's very
So, yeah,
in 18 months? How'd you
you
pick
have to
that?
demand it to his parents, and that's exciting for you. That sounds like a fun future.
What a
for
fantasy.
You. Right. That's so pathetic. I hate that.
His mom is smirking and she's like, oh no.
Yeah.
They definitely have some kind of like agreement.
They
or they're
have
like,
to.
we'll talk later. Whatever. Just say
right.
sure.
Or they're kind of like, sure, old lady. Keep talking, Jen.
Yeah. Jen said it's talk and no action. And then Randy calls Usama an a-hole. That was pretty funny.
I know. And then they said that Danielle emasculates Johan.
Yes. But now also Usama said that he did not take advantage of Debbie. Debbie changed the plan when she got there.
Here's the thing. He has been sticking to that story. And then part of me is like, is that what happened? Do you think that she was like, yeah, I'll come there for a while and then we'll move to the US? Or maybe she said it in passing and he just stuck to it. But I feel like
there was no communication.
Right. But I also don't think he imagined that.
No, I mean, maybe it was a conversation at one point.
Yeah, that's what I think. And I think he just stuck to it.
Right. So Myra said that Danielle emasculated Johan, and she said that, well, how am I going to let him be the man? I'm the one that pays all the bills.
Okay. But I don't think that that's the same thing.
No.
I don't think it has anything to do with the bills. I think that even if he was the one paying the bills, she would still act the same way.
Of course. Also, Deb said that Rishi is a slippery character.
Okay. So are you, Deb.
Deb is definitely a slippery character.
She is.
I know. She tries to
I like
play
that
like
she's
this, like,
fanning herself.
I know, but
time.
she likes to play like I'm a dumb old lady. I wouldn't.
She's
how would
not.
I? How would I? I'm innocent.
I think she's like low key a villain too.
Of course. Look at her outfit.
How could you not be? You're fanning.
She's Cruella de Vil. So Danielle talks about how hot Johan is. I mean,
I gotta tell you, not to me.
I'm gonna take a hard pass.
Yeah, he is definitely not for me.
Listen, he's fine. It's just, is that the only thing that you see value in?
Yes, that's it. And she won't stop talking about his looks. It's like she feels so like triumphant.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He has
like
a sick body.
Okay, cool. Good for you. How about his heart? How about his personality?
She never says anything about it.
No, she never says he's a good person. I guess that's thoughtful. He's caring.
I guess that's what bothers me.
Me too.
Yeah. So Myra said that everyone at the tattoo cafe in India knew Rishi and said that Jen shouldn't marry him.
I don't know why that made me laugh. The tattoo cafe really.
It's like, so what are you like on the street trying to get the word?
Right. It's like, tell me all about.
Hey guys, anyone
I don't know
here
if you know
Rishi?
I love it. It's like, okay, so then why does she have to stay away from him? Like, what are they saying exactly? I just don't think Rishi is as bad as he's made out to be.
I kind of agree. So now they show Gabe talking about his surgery, and there's a penis montage because now Johan's talking about his with Talon, and then Sean asked Danielle and Johan some personal questions, and then Deb said that Johan should not talk about this. Can't talk about his ding dong.
Okay, but Danielle's the one saying that she does acrobatics.
Okay, but also, Deb, shut up.
Yeah, shut up. Just because you weren't giving Osama any doesn't mean nobody else.
I know. Well, she
it.
said that she's actually not attracted to the young guys at all, but she just fell in love with him, and she hasn't had any D in 12 to 14 years. I thought that was pretty funny though.
So they never hooked up.
Right. But
he's trying to say Casablanca nights happened.
I know.
So that basically they made out.
Maybe.
He copped a feel.
Maybe.
We
don't know.
Yeah,
maybe they held hands.
Maybe they held hands. Maybe he touched her knee.
Right. So now we go back to Gabe because they're going to all ask questions about Gabe's surgery.
But we learned this on the episode.
We have to do it again because this is the agenda of this.
I know.
So he got to pick the size of it. He had a lot of complications, and it took him 9 months to pee regularly because of the complications. He had a catheter. Like, this is intense.
Of course it's intense. I do like that Gabe was like, do you think this was a choice? Do you think that I would choose this? Right. And I'm glad that he said that. Okay.
Now also, it's funny to think about like the first episode that we saw these people in, and then see where we are now. And it's like, Gabe, first of all, Kris is not dressing in costumes besides Matador. Gabe is not doing a one-person pride parade every single day. It's like they make them so exaggerated to introduce them to us, and it's not who they are.
Debbie's kind of the only one that remained the same.
Right, but she's not doing anything. She's just dressing weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So Gabe educates everyone, and you know me, I can't deal with anything. I'm squirmy. I'm like,
Well, Tim,
because it's anything.
Tim wants a glow in the dark D.
Okay, no, you don't. But that would be crazy if you could pick your own size. I think that's so cool.
Well,
and he's Googling average. No, you got to add on to average.
Well, that's who said that? Someone was like, oh, and then you added 3.
Yeah. Danielle said it.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Of course, Danielle said it.
So now Kris and Jamie. So,
I don't like anything about this. It felt very triggering to me.
Very bad. So they replay the fight, and she said that Kris said she deals with anger by leaving. And Jamie said that Kris was basically a scam artist.
Kris says that this is a pet peeve of mine when people say they black out.
So there's no responsibility.
Right. Or people say, oh, I black out and my eyes turn green. That's not real. So like the thing is, you can say, when people black out, when they drink a full bottle of Jack Daniels and they piss themselves and they fall on the floor, that I can see a blackout. You don't get mad and black out.
No, you don't.
No.
So Kris said that she was paying all the bills, and Jamie's like, listen, I got one rent payment and I have proof of it.
Right.
And Kris is like, yeah, well, another time my mom had sent me money, and that's why I don't have proof of it.
And then we come to find out her bank account was closed.
Oh my God. Well,
so
Kris said that
bank account.
Kris said she sent $10,000, and Jamie said she sent in total $1,150.
But Kris is also like, oh, I sent $10,000, but that was also including the stuff we did together.
Right.
And Gabe's like, that doesn't count.
Right. So Kris said that she took advantage of her money and that she was trying to provide for Jamie. And Jamie's like, okay, but here's the thing. The payment that you sent was $746.
Right. Also, Kris's real name is Christiane with a C. And we're doing Kris with a K.
Weird.
Yeah.
So Kris said that she didn't want that apartment. And it's like, okay, but what does that mean?
So like there were bigger apartments for less money.
Sure.
Right. But what does that have to do with any of this?
Sure. I believe you.
Yes.
Now pay your rent. Okay,
right.
Great. So Kris said that Jamie cheated twice. And because she cheated, Kris flipped her car and could have died from, quote, health injuries.
Shut the fuck up. Honestly, shut up. It makes me so angry.
So you can't ever.
I'm sorry that you can't handle emotions while driving.
Right.
That's nobody else's fault.
Right. So Kris said that Jamie had no debt. And Kris would have paid all of her debt and would still sponsor her to come to the U.S. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She doesn't even know why she's mad.
See, the problem with all this is that Jamie is extremely angry and she's letting that consume her and she can't communicate.
Right.
Like she's just kind of screaming.
Outrageous.
Well, the thing is, she's screaming. Nobody's taking her seriously. And I feel like
Right.
a lot of people are siding with Kris because she's the calm one.
Right. But she's also more calculated.
Yes. Yes.
So Kris said that she gave her everything she asked for. And now they're not married. So they're divorced already?
Right. But they are married.
But maybe they're not?
I don't know. I think that they're married technically on paper, but not.
Right.
In
Oh,
a
like Danielle
companion
said
way.
about her and Johan?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're married on and off paper. Stop.
Right.
So now Tim and Veronica have questions.
But like, why? You know?
Well,
like, why do they have to have questions?
Kris said that Jamie cheated with a woman from Texas, and the woman found Kris on social media and said that Jamie was using her for money.
But we knew about this. They said it in the first episode.
Right. And this was before they got married.
And this was when Kris disappeared for a month. Sorry, I'm
Right.
just very angry about this.
No, it's fine. So, and that they were FaceTiming each other in the shower. And now Veronica is going to translate these texts.
I know, because, well, Veronica, that's the only person that could do it.
It's only one. So Jamie said, this is when Kris disappeared for a month. And Kris said she only ghosted her for 5 days because she kept calling her at work 30 to 60 times a day. And then Kris got her phone taken away at work because Jamie was calling her so much. I have a lot of things to say about that.
Block her number.
Number one, what job?
Never a job. What job is taking away your phone as a grown ass woman?
What are you in elementary school job?
Are you an Applebee's bartender? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Right.
Also, shut your phone off.
Right. Shut your phone
Put the ringer off. Block her
I
number.
don't understand.
You got your phone confiscated?
Put your phone on silent.
Did you have the ringer on the whole time?
Grow up.
Do you know about the little silent button?
She doesn't. That's not real. None of this is real.
So Jamie said that she got ghosted for 20 days on her birthday and when her grandmother died.
Yeah, that would make me insane too.
And Kris said that she cheated 3 times. And Jamie said, quote, this has to be a disease.
Yeah. You know what, Jamie? You're right. It is a disease.
Deb said that Jamie took advantage of her and is a predator.
Deb made me very angry.
I know. So Jamie said that Kris never apologized. And Kris said that Jamie is lying. And then Kris's ex-boyfriend was texting her and there were naked photos or something.
I don't think we're going to see more of that until next week.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that I was looking at Debbie's Instagram before.
Yeah.
Because there has somebody pointed it out too, but I'm going to read something that she posted on Instagram. So people were like, hello, why would you defend Kris?
Sure.
Why would you call Jamie a predator? She said, I see a damaged human being acting out. I never said Kris was perfect or justified her actions. I just know that victims of severe abuse seek out love and acceptance. I know it was not easy to be the only one to stand up for her. I saw the situation turning into a dangerous place, and I didn't want Kris to wind up another statistic. The USA leads the world in suicide, and many are those victims are abuse, bullying, and depression. If everybody hates me for standing up for her, so be it. If it's worth it, I can help someone to have a reason to hang on to life.
So you're giving her false hope.
Right.
So you're lying so that Kris feels better about herself.
And then she also said, I found out some insider information and tried to protect someone that was in a very fragile state. Kris is no angel, but when someone was inflicted with extreme child abuse, those people wind up as statistics. I'm also flawed, but I understand what is happening behind the scenes, and Kris is being subjected to so much hate. It's very worrisome. If people hate me, it's okay. At least I tried to help someone, not become a statistic. We already realize that victims of abuse are at risk for many bad things. I spent a long time with her at the tell-all and spoke with credible witnesses. As Jamie proclaims,
credible witnesses, what? The people from her childhood?
I don't know. As Jamie proclaims to be an attorney, she had many legal actions.
Claim to be an attorney.
When she was a para.
She's a paralegal.
As Jamie proclaims to be an attorney, she had many legal actions she could choose to take. However, sending more sexual pictures to other American women does not look so good. One is supposedly highly educated and the other isn't. I'm just trying to save someone's life.
Okay, so basically she's like, Kris is stupid.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay.
And that's it.
That's great.
And it just made me very angry. But then someone in our group said that production told them, don't bust Kris's chops. Basically, she's in a bad place. So I don't know.
Right. So I do know that there were other questions that were asked to Kris. And that's why people are like, why didn't Gabe get on Kris? And it's like, maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. It doesn't mean that it made it to the final cut.
Mm-hmm.
People don't get that.
Right. And like, I understand you don't need to attack someone 24/7, but everybody else was at least called out a little more for their bullshit than Kris was.
Correct. All right.
And
And
that's it.
that's all I have. Make sure you follow the podcast at 90 Day Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. That's where Noelle posts all of the gossip. Make sure you join the group 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk on Facebook if you want to talk about this podcast or the show. Make sure you follow us on TikTok, Trash Talk Podcast, patreon.com/Trash Talk Podcast, TraceyCarnazzo.com for everything that we just talked about, everything on our podcast. We also have free podcasts, Catfish Trash Talk and Teen Mom Trash Talk. Follow Noelle at Noe Girl on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Follow me at Trixie Tuzini on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I have a bunch of upcoming stand-up comedy tour dates, including some shows in Montreal, Canada, and a ton of shows with Hannah Berner coming up. I'm opening for Hannah Berner of Summer House, formerly of Summer House. So go check that out, TraceyCarnazzo.com, and we'll see you next week.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.